we are here with the Red Band, right?
Correct.
All right. I want to make sure I had the. So is it the Red Band or is it just Red? Red. That's it.
Lowercase.
All right. Awesome.
Lowercase.
It's lowercase. Okay. Cool. Let's do introductions first, right? So how about Bob? We'll start with you. Tell us who you are and what you do.
Bob Kimmel. I play drums in the band.
Yep.
And I have a background in recording stuff too. I had a recording studio for several years, so I helped record and produce some of the tracks as well.
Nice. Nice.
I'm Andy Schley.
Yep.
Write some songs, play some guitar, play some keys, sing a little bit.
All right. Awesome. Patty.
I'm Patty Balbo. I play guitar, I sing background vocals, and I'm just glad to be nominated.
Nice. Is there a bass player in the band?
There is.
Okay. What's
Richie Kurtz.
Richie Kurtz? Richie couldn't be here today, I guess.
He couldn't.
That's all right.
And also another guitar player too, a second guitar player, Danny Iyer.
Okay. Cool.
Also, he had to leave for another gig
Gotcha.
today too. But
All right, awesome. So when did you guys form? Have you all been in the band since day one, or has there been some parts swapped out?
Well, that's a good question.
we started in 1996.
Oh wow, a long time ago.
And it started out with essentially the same band, not with Richie, our bass player. Danny, who was our second guitar player, originally played bass for a brief period of time. And then he wasn't available for a while, so we got Richie in the band to play bass. And then Danny was available again, but we brought him in to do what he really does best, which is play guitar.
Okay.
And that all happened within the first year, back in '96. And we've all been together, the same personnel since then.
Nice.
Now, we haven't played out live all that time. There were long periods of time where we were just writing and recording,
Yep.
and we weren't playing live. But we have been now consistently for the last 3 years.
Nice,
Yeah.
nice. And you guys are primarily an original band?
We are, except to get gigs, we have to play covers.
Sure. Yeah. Well, that's South Jersey for you.
So we do a mix.
Yep.
You know,
Yep.
we do different originals every week to keep it interesting for people that come every week, because we have some people that, show up every week,
Sure. Nice.
which is fun.
Yep.
But we play a fair amount of covers as well.
Okay. Cool. Cool. What kind of covers are you guys usually doing?
Anything from 60s all the way up to current.
Okay. Cool. Nice. Nice.
Do make an effort to play songs that most other bands don't play.
Okay.
Nothing that's like B-sides or weird obscure tunes. Everything we do is all hits.
Oh, okay.
All the hits.
Yep.
Just not the same hits that everybody else does.
Gotcha.
You're not likely to hear Brown Eyed Girl or Play That Funky Music, White Boy.
Oh, okay.
We don't do any of that stuff.
Nice.
But everything we do is a hit. And that's one of the things that most people seem to respond best to, that we hear the most comments is, we love your song selection.
Nice.
They're all great tunes that we don't hear very often.
Yep. Yep.
Some Todd Rundgren, some Elvis Costello, things like that.
Nice. That's awesome. That sounds great. What kind of events are you doing primarily? I know you've got that regular gig at the Golden Nugget in Atlantic City, right? Tell me about that.
Bob.
I'm doing all the talking. That's every Monday. We learned early on that other members of our band, Patty, Danny, and Richie, have 100 other gigs, and they're all booked pretty much every other night of the week. So we learned early on that the only day that we could really consistently be together on any regular basis is a Monday, which of course is the worst night possible. Nobody does anything on a Monday. But we lucked out, and we got this vertical Monday that we have at Golden Nugget. During the winter months, we're inside in their Rush Lounge.
Okay.
And then when summer hits, we'll be out in their outdoor venue called The Deck.
Okay.
And we just did Memorial Day on The Deck, actually, the first time.
Nice.
This past Monday.
Yeah.
Beginning of the season.
How did it go? Was it packed?
Pretty good.
Guys,
Good.
It was a good showing.
yeah,
Nice.
we had a nice crowd.
Nice.
A lot of friends came out, and
Yep.
it was good. Mondays are tough, especially in the middle of winter.
Yeah.
There's nights where it's just us and the bartender, or it seems that way.
I've been there. Sure. Yep.
It's
Yep.
band practice at that point.
Yeah. So every Monday, what time do you guys normally go on?
It's during the winter, and inside we play 7 to 11. When we're outside in the deck, it's 6:30 6:30 to 10, I think.
Okay, cool. Yep. All right, awesome. Let me see. So let's kind of go over your individual stories if you don't mind. So Bob, where did your musical journey start? When did you first start playing? How'd you get into it in the first place?
I started young. I grew up in a musical family. My father was a musician, and most of my family is in the business in one capacity or another. So I started really young, in grade school, in high school band. And 1964, January, Beatles on the Ed Sullivan Show. That was it.
Nice.
I knew what I was going to do the rest of my life, and that's what I've been doing. I've been, playing in bands since then. I started playing really professionally when I was like 12 years old.
Really?
Yeah, and toured quite a bit, quite extensively for about 9 years on the road, a lot, and then settled in Atlantic City to open and run a large recording complex there that had several rehearsal studios and a recording studio, and run that and did sessions there for many, many years.
What was the name of that studio?
That one was called Atlantic City Entertainment Studios.
Okay.
Right downtown Atlantic City. And when that closed, after about 7 years, I had a small studio in my home for a while, and then I was in another studio with a couple of partners. So over about a 30-year period, I had some involvement with some recording studio.
Okay.
So I did lots of albums and demos and all kinds of stuff.
Yep.
So that was my background.
Cool. Now you said you toured. So did you tour with anybody that like we would know, or?
Yeah, most of my years on the road were with a band called Pentagon that was originally from my original home area, which is Harrisburg, Pennsylvania. They were a show band back in the days when there were such things as show bands.
What's a show band? Sorry.
Show band was a band that would do, instead of just dance music, they did shows.
Okay.
So most of our musical stuff was in medley form. There was some comedy skits. There was it was a show.
Yeah,
It wasn't
I got
just a dance band.
Yep.
It was a whole different vibe for that kind of thing through the 60s and 70s and early 80s. And then that kind of phased out. They don't exist anymore.
Sure.
But it was really popular. And we were all over the country, out of the country.
That's awesome.
Vegas, Tahoe, Reno, California. We were all over the place. And then I did some touring for a while with the Turtles.
Oh, really? Nice. Isn't that the Happy Together?
Happy Together.
Yeah, nice.
They had so it was interesting when I got the call to play that gig because a couple of friends of mine that I had played with years before were in the band, and they needed a sub because the drummer that had been in the band with them for years and years had some health issues. So they called me to sub for him. And when they sent me the material, I remembered Happy Together and what was the other big one? I'm blanking on it. But I remembered like one or two songs, and they sent me the stuff to record, and I'm looking down the list and going, oh yeah, that one. Oh, that one. Oh, that. They had 10 top 10 hits.
Did they really?
Between 65 and 1970.
That's amazing.
What's that?
Eleanor.
That's it.
Eleanor. Okay. Yeah.
Those were the two that I could think of. But there was a bunch more, and it was a blast. It was fun. So I didn't play with them long. I was subbing.
Okay.
But over a period of between 2005 and 2008, I think I probably did 30 or 40 shows.
Nice. Now, if I remember correctly, was it the Gary Shandling show? Didn't they do the theme song to the Gary Shandling show?
I don't know if it was a theme song, but I know they were involved with the show.
Okay. Yeah.
The show a few times.
Yeah. Did you play on that?
No, I wasn't on that. I wasn't on that. And I wasn't on any of their records.
Okay. All right. No, it's cool though. I love it. How about you, Randy? Where did you start?
I was born in Baltimore, and for the first 12 years of my life, I just listened to music. I didn't play any. A lot of jazz, some rock, not much.
Yeah.
And then at one point, my brother started taking flamenco guitar lessons and decided I should have a guitar too. So he brought it home, I guess, when I was 11. And I said, sure, I'll learn how to play it. And I threw it in the closet, never looked at it again. So he came in one day and he said, you know what, if you're not going to play that, I know a kid that really would like to play that. I'm like, it's my guitar. It's like, I'm going to give it to this other kid. And we're, hold on. And I just discovered the Iron Butterfly.
Okay, yeah. In the Gata Davida.
Those two events coincided with me having all of a sudden an interest in playing guitar. So I pulled it out, and he helped me out a little bit, get started with a couple of basic chords. And after that, it was off to the races.
Nice, nice.
Joined a whole bunch of local bands. Finally hooked up with a really talented group of guys under different names. We played for the next 15 years or so
Okay.
around Baltimore and up and down the East Coast. And then I moved up here to get a job at Trump Castle. My wife followed me up. Was lucky enough to meet Patty, who was in the show
Nice.
at Trump Castle. And she just happened to be seeing Bob. And Patty got a tape to Bob. Bob liked the tune, so we decided, you know what, this could be cool.
Nice.
So here we are.
Very cool.
Was it 90 years later?
Seems like it. Sometimes.
What kind of show were you in at Trump Castle?
The name of the show was Glitter. I grew up a competitive figure skater.
Oh, wow. Okay.
So when I moved to Atlantic City, I came down to do an ice show.
Oh, okay.
And when I moved down here, I born and raised from North Jersey.
Okay.
Grew up skating in my teens, competing, toured with Ice Capades for a year.
Really?
84, 85.
That's so much fun. Awesome.
Always had music in my heart. Always knew I wanted to do something with it. I had a very musical father, played piano by ear, and we taught me how to sing songs, 4 years old, standing at the piano, which was where the music thing started.
Yeah.
And the skating thing kind of took me out and got me to see different cities and different bands that were the different nightlives. And I thought, boy, I think I want to do that. So I get to Atlantic City a number of years later. I get in the show. Andy's working on the show. I've been telling people in the background, I seeing all these bands around the Atlantic City area. They were just amazing. Every single casino, 2 or 3 lounges from like 2 o'clock in the morning.
Sure.
I'm sorry, 2 o'clock in the afternoon until 6 o'clock in the morning. And then it would start all over again.
Yeah, yeah.
Here were the days.
Yeah.
So that's what I really wanted to do. So when the show started to close, I started getting more and more involved in music, thanks to Bob,
Nice.
and who introduced me to a lot of the different musicians in the Atlantic City area. And I became more of a musician, which worked out great when the ice shows kind of dried up.
Sure,
So,
sure.
so I've been strumming guitar and singing along ever since.
Nice.
And Andy gave me a song one day to sing. And I remember going to his house once and recording some vocals on it. And that was fun.
Reel to
And that
reel.
went real well. And he gave me another tape of songs. And I'm listening to them. I'm thinking, man, these are like incredibly strong songs.
Nice.
Like really strong stuff. And I knew that Bob would be very interested in hearing the things. And I passed the tape on to Bob. The two of them became inseparable, and the rest is history.
Very cool. Awesome. Awesome.
Yep.
So as far as original music goes, as Red, what do you have out there? How many albums or singles or whatever?
We got 3 albums.
3 albums. Okay.
First
Awesome.
one came out around 99 called Nothing Means Anything. And then we put another one out, took a little while, the very tail end of 2011.
Okay.
That came out. My family was in a pretty bad car wreck the next week
Oh boy.
after that, and I couldn't play for some time after that. So that slowed us down.
Sure.
We finally got another one out last summer
Okay.
Yeah.
Nice.
called the Red Album. The one between was called Broken Earth.
Okay.
That's a double album.
Oh
I guess
wow.
that counts.
Yep. It sure does.
And then we've got basic backing tracks for a new record right now.
Okay.
We'll have out hopefully this summer
All right. Nice.
if things go well.
Yep. Awesome. So as far as your original music, when you're writing, take me through that writing process? Is it a collaborative thing, or how's that work? It's all Randy, huh?
That's usually me.
Andy, it's all Andy.
Ollie,
Andy, sorry.
I don't like working with other people. No, I'm just kidding.
he really doesn't. Does not work well with others.
All right, so then let me ask you specifically then, when you're writing, and I ask this to everybody on the show who writes, what does that process look like? Is it lyrics first? Is it music first? Does it change all the time? How's it work?
It's always different.
Yeah.
Usually what happens is I'll have a riff or a lick in the back of my head, and I won't pay any attention to it. And all of a sudden I realize, I've been humming this for a week and a half, 2 weeks now. I really probably should do something with it. So then I'll grab a guitar or a keyboard and then take that basic lick and then expand it.
Yep.
And then turn it into something that makes some sense. And sometimes it happens in a week. Other times it could take months.
Yeah, sure.
I've had songs where I've had the lick in my head and I tried to make it work and it didn't work. But, I had a basic idea and I'd come back to it a couple of months later, try it again. It still doesn't work. Eventually it works.
Nice.
But then other times I've had dreams, like sort of lucid dreams. And all the lyrics of the song are right there when I wake up.
Really?
Like in the middle of the night, might be in the morning, and I'll quick grab the phone.
Yeah.
Before that, I had a little sketch pad next to the bed.
Okay, cool. Very cool.
I've had that experience too, and then try to come up with some music to fit.
Yep.
It's always different.
Yeah, no, that's awesome. I talk about, some songs taking months. I have the very first song I ever released, literally took me like 10 years to write, because I had like most of it written, but there was something missing. I couldn't figure out what it was. I'm like, there's something not right about this song. And I worked on it intermittently for literally 10 years. Still couldn't figure out what it was missing. And then one day I came up with a bridge, just A minor and D, and I came up with a melody over top of it, and I was like, there it is. It's done. Finally, after 10 years, it's done.
Yay.
So
I know that feeling.
That's awesome. So where do you record? I assume you still in your studio then, right?
No.
No? Okay.
We've done it a number of different ways over the many years that we've been together.
Yep.
When I still had a studio, I don't have a studio now.
Oh, okay.
I kind of gave up the studio thing a few years ago. It's just a different world these days.
Sure.
Everybody's got something in their home.
Yeah. Everybody thinks they're a producer nowadays.
It's my last couple of years working as an engineer and producer, it was about 70% of my clientele were those guys that did something at home and then brought me their shitty tracks to fix and mix, and that's not fun. It's like, dude, if you would have come here and recorded with me to begin with, we wouldn't be like doing this. It's like putting a Band-Aid on cancer sometimes. So. But yeah, to get back to your original question, yes, back then we would record some stuff in my studio, mostly my drums or stuff, whatever I contributed, I would do in my studio. Andy has a facility set up at his house.
Cool.
And he does everything there. Usually he builds up the tune from the ground up with some kind of drum loop or some kind of drum program, something just to kind of get it going.
Yeah.
And he gets it to where the song is pretty much well arranged. Then he would give it to me, and I'd cut live drums, and we'd get rid of the drum loops and add mine in, and then take it back to his studio where he would finish and complete it.
Oh, that's so cool.
And since I got rid of my studio, we ended up cutting drums in a couple of different places. We started some for this last album, some at Andy's house in an area that we thought would work, and we got a couple tunes there, and then COVID hit.
Yep.
And it was tough. We both work full-time jobs at Golden Nugget.
Oh, okay.
One of the reasons we have the gig there is because we have a pretty good relationship with the higher-ups there.
Yep.
Because we worked there for a long period of time.
I should explain real quickly that when we talk about Trump Castle and Golden Nugget, it's actually the same place.
Oh, yeah.
They're both the same.
Yeah, and I didn't even think to ask because I knew that because I'm from this area and I used to go there all the time. But yeah, no,
Right.
but yeah, so Trump Castle is now the Golden Nugget.
Correct.
Yeah.
Trump Castle.
Arena.
Then it
Trump
became
Arena.
Arena.
Yeah.
Now it's Golden.
Yep.
But during COVID, we're trying to get these tracks done, and we didn't really like what was happening working out at Andy's place. Plus, his wife sort of took that area over of the house to do a project she was doing. So since there was nothing going on in the casino, but Andy was still working, we got permission to come in, and we set the drums up on the stage in the theater.
Okay.
'Cause there was no activity in there.
Right, because this was during COVID, you said, right?
During COVID.
Okay. Yep.
And we cut all the drum tracks for that album on the stage in the
Nice.
studio.
That's awesome.
So we've done it in various different places.
Yeah. Have you worked with any local studios like around? Anybody you want to give a shout out to?
Well, it turns out that our bass player also has a recording studio.
Okay.
Richie has a great studio at his house.
Mm-hmm.
He does a
Cadence music.
Cadence music.
Okay, cool.
He does a really, really great job. He's a great engineer and a great producer. And so now this new album that we're working on now, we cut all the basic tracks there at his place.
Gotcha.
And then the overdubs and stuff we'll do at
Okay.
Andy's.
Very cool.
There's also a really good friend of Andy's from Baltimore that he's worked with for years.
T-Bone.
T-Bone.
T-Bone, I love that name.
He's a
I
great
love
bass
it.
player, and he's played tracks, bass tracks on some of our stuff.
Nice, nice, very cool.
Yeah.
So as far as influences go, who are some of your main? Let's start with you, Bob. We'll just go right down the line. Who are some of your main influences?
Well, obviously, as I mentioned earlier, it all starts with the Beatles.
Okay. Yep.
Everything starts with the Beatles.
What makes? I'm going to interrupt real quick because I'm not a drummer, so I don't know. What makes Ringo such a great drummer? I know a lot of drummers who are like, Ringo is so underrated. Tell me why he's underrated.
He's underrated because he plays exactly what is needed for the song.
Okay.
He'll never do what a Dave Weckl does or any of those crazy, Steve Gadd.
Jason Bonham.
He'll never do that. He doesn't have those kind of chops.
Okay.
What he has is a magic groove. First of all, he's like a walking metronome. His time
Okay.
is so on the money.
Yep.
And the parts that he comes up with, they're not hard. They're not intricate. They're not crazy. They're just perfect.
Nice.
Some of the stuff that he does, and he has a very, very distinctive style. And his style comes from the fact, hearing him talk about it, his style comes from the fact that he's left-handed. But he plays a right-handed kit.
Oh, okay.
So all of his fills are backwards.
Okay. Yep.
And it's really interesting, and you would never really think of that if you weren't aware of that and paid attention.
Yep.
But his fills are really backwards from what most guys would do.
That's interesting. It's kind of like a guitar equivalent of Jimi Hendrix playing a right-handed guitar left-handed.
Sure.
Yep.
Yeah.
That's cool.
Yeah.
Upside down.
I love, this is one of the reasons why I love doing this podcast, because I learned so much. I didn't even know there was a such thing as like a left-handed setup on a drum set until I talked to Rich Bradley from 99 Reasons. I don't know if you know him.
I saw that podcast.
Yeah. So,
Rich is a friend.
yeah, okay. And I was like, really? There's like left-handed drums? He's like, well, yeah, you put stuff over here instead of over here. And I was like, oh, that makes so much sense.
Yeah.
Okay, who else? I know I interrupted with Ringo, but who else?
Well, like I said, it all starts with the Beatles, but then it goes, in every direction. My tastes are way wider than most.
Okay.
My criteria is for anything is if it moves me in some way, then I like it, and that can be anything from real straight ahead pop stuff to some metal stuff, or there's very few things musically that I don't like or respond to, as long as it's done well and done with heart.
Okay.
And I learned that through my years of being a recording engineer and a producer.
Oh, okay.
And working with a lot of bands that would come in, they're really, maybe their first time in the studio, and they're novices to a certain extent. And I kind of had to walk them through the process. Even if they weren't great players, if their heart was in it, and if they really meant it, then I knew it was going to be fun, and we were going to end up with something good.
Nice.
So, my taste is all over the place. From Led Zeppelin and the Beatles and all that, all the way to great R&B stuff, Tower Power, Average White Band,
Okay.
Earth, Wind and Fire. I love those things. I'm a drummer, so
Yeah.
that's all about groove.
That's awesome.
So, and progressive stuff. Andy and I just saw a concert last week with Matteo Machioso.
Oh yeah, I know Mateo. Not personally, but I know who he is. Yeah.
We saw him last week.
Great chef.
Yeah.
Really good.
Real super
Fantastic.
progressive
Yeah.
stuff.
The way he moves that capo / dampener while he's playing, it's ridiculous.
Ridiculous.
The bass player too. Yeah.
Oh really?
Player has it too. Same thing. And
Crazy.
Yeah.
it was such an amazing show. I mean, those guys are just like science fiction.
Yeah.
That drummer is one of those guys that I see that it's like, well, why am I even bothering? Why don't I just go home and burn my drum kit?
And
Or
he
just
was-
sell everything.
He was left-handed on a right-handed
and
kit.
yeah, that's right. That
Oh,
was
really?
another guy
Yeah.
Who was a left-handed player on a right-handed kit.
That's cool.
Yeah.
That's cool. Nice.
Yeah. So my tastes are all over the place.
Yeah. All right. How about you, Andy? Where's
Same.
same thing?
Same.
Yep. All
Um,
right, Patty. No, I'm just kidding.
that's fine.
Go ahead.
I was in a cover band down in Baltimore. We were playing at the Stone Balloon in Newark, Delaware. You ever heard of that place?
Stone Balloon. No.
Yeah. Jill Biden's ex-husband ran the place.
Okay.
It was a really popular location. George Thorogood was always hanging out and stuff. And I remember being on stage and playing a Van Halen guitar solo and thinking to myself, you know what? I'll bet there's 5 other guys who could play that way better than me in this room. I got to come up with another angle. So I said, I got to learn how to write songs. So I used the Beatles as a template of how to write songs, take them apart. Why are they doing this? Why is this instrument coming in here? You know, why did they choose this rhythm over that rhythm?
Yep.
And move from there to whatever else interested me. So back through the 80s, I was listening to a band called Japan.
Okay. I think I've heard of them. I don't know what they play, but I think I've heard of them.
A guy in a band named David Sylvian who split off, made a lot of really interesting albums. Listen to Brian Eno.
Okay. Yep.
Peter Gabriel. Anything that I thought was really musically interesting and adventurous.
Yep.
Not that I do that, really, but you can always learn something from somebody who's taken it out there.
Sure.
How are they doing this and why are they doing it? Laurie Anderson was a big influence at one point.
Yep.
But then I got into a good friend of ours, Dean DeLeo and Stone Temple Pilots.
Yeah. Nice.
They had us signed briefly for about 3 hours, 4 hours.
Something like that.
I was,
Remember that phone?
it was about a day and a half, though.
What year was this? How long ago?
That would have been right after Nothing Means Anything came out. So
Yeah.
99 or
No, that album. No, you said that, but actually that album was 2002, so it was probably around 2003.
Okay. All right. Yep. Okay.
Yeah, that
Oh,
album.
how
was
time
2000.
flies.
It's crazy. Yep. So they.
It was released the first year we were on the deck, or the second year we were on the deck, and that was 2002.
I couldn't tell you when.
All right. So what? So why were you signed for like 3 hours? What happened there?
So a good friend of ours, Steve Getka, was director of entertainment at the Trump Properties at that point.
Yep.
And I used to give him our CDs, and he would give them to entertainers who would come through. You know, sometimes they would take them, sometimes they wouldn't.
Okay.
So we made sure that those guys got a couple of CDs. So we didn't really expect to hear anything back, but we heard something back right away. I guess they had a CD on the CD player on the tour bus.
Nice.
And they loved it. They called Bob first. I think Dean called Bob.
He called me the next day. And
Nice.
this is Dean DeLeo from Stone Temple Pilots. Sure it is. And he said, "No, dude, I'm telling you, we get CDs all the time because we ask for them because we want to hear what local bands are doing. And 9 times out of 10, you get about 10 bars in, and it's like, oh, trash can."
Right.
He
Right.
said, "I got to tell you, we've been playing your CD on our tour bus for the last day,
Wow.
nonstop."
That's awesome.
And I said, "Well, you need to talk to Andy because he's the guy that writes this stuff." I turned him on to Andy, and they've
Right.
developed a real friendship.
Nice.
I said, man, this is really cool. He says, listen, my brother and I, we want to produce you guys, want to get you out here to California. I'm going to need photos. I'm going to need all your info. We're gonna make this happen. We're like, yeah, this is awesome.
Yeah, man.
So after we sent some photos out, get a phone call back. He says, you might want to record this so you can sue us for age discrimination. I'm like, huh?
Oh God.
He says, you guys are old, man.
Oh man.
And we were, I guess, 40 at the time, right around 40, 42, something like that.
I was older.
Yeah.
Yeah, but how old were they? They had to be in their 30s by
See,
then.
that was his
Third.
point. He said that was his point on that conversation. He said, "I can't sell this." He said, if I was just starting out now, he said I couldn't get a deal now. I couldn't now.
All right, you're right. I got you.
That
Yep.
was his.
They're looking for kids, 21-year-old kids. We can't do nothing with this.
Oh man.
He said, we love it, but I'm sorry.
Yeah.
But, we stay in touch.
That's
Calls up
heartbreaking.
every once in a while.
Yeah.
Have a
Man.
good time.
But we're on his Spotify playlist though.
There you go. That's nice. That's nice.
He loves pork roll.
Pork roll.
So if you ever have
Okay.
a chance, bring up pork.
Yeah, definitely. Definitely.
Not
all,
Taylor ham.
all you listeners out there too. Pork roll. Yeah, not Taylor ham. It's pork roll.
It's pork roll.
All right. Before we move on to Patty, anybody else? Any other big influences musically? Or is that pretty much it?
Jazz. I really like.
Oh yeah, I was going to ask you. So yeah, you mentioned jazz when you first kind of gave your intro or
Grew up
whatever.
with Brubeck, Miles, later Coltrane. Anything that interested me,
Yep.
my brother turned me on to.
Okay.
He's been a huge influence.
Yep.
on
Do you
me.
play jazz? Like, do you play jazz guitar?
No.
Okay. I can't either. It's impossible for
I
me at
mean, I
least.
could dabble at it. I could probably fake something
Yeah.
that somebody who didn't play jazz would say, that's jazz.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
But let me interject.
Go ahead.
Back to his songwriting. all of those influences, especially the jazz and real progressive, the David Sylvans and the Genesis and Gentle Giants and those influences that he really loves. He said he doesn't write songs like that, and he doesn't. We're not doing that. But those influences are in there, and then yet they somehow come out as really great pop rock songs.
Nice.
But those jazz influences are in there.
Yeah, I imagine it all sinks in somehow. You know, gets in through the skin somehow, right?
Most of the stuff is on our records is pretty straight ahead rockin' stuff. Well, it goes back and forth between different kinds of genres, but it's mostly fairly straight ahead. But there's a couple of progressive things. He wrote one song that is on our second album, on the Broken Earth album, called "Blown Away," and it's in 17/8 time.
17/8.
Yeah, he gave that one to me, and I said, "What the fuck do you think I'm going to do with this?" It took me.
That hurts my brain
days
just thinking about it.
It hurt my brain too.
You don't have to count it. It just feels right. You know?
It took me forever to get a track that was cool on that.
Man.
And I had to cheat. I had to go in, and I couldn't play it without counting. When I counted, my playing went to shit. So I cheated. I went in, I took a microphone in the control room, and I counted. On the track.
Yep.
Then when I played, I heard myself counting, and I didn't have to count.
Oh, well,
and
that's
finally,
not cheating.
After
Fine.
days of trying to get it and wanting to burn my drums because I couldn't play it, I finally, came up with a track that felt pretty good.
That's awesome.
But all that progressive stuff that he likes,
Yeah.
it's in there.
Yep.
But there's still some just great melodies and pop, Beatle-esque influences
Fantastic.
that live on top of all those.
I love it. I love it.
I would be remiss if I didn't mention a band called Happy the Man.
Happy the Man.
May or may not
I don't
have
think I've
heard of.
No, I don't think so.
They were signed to Arista around 76,
Mm-hmm.
I think. Put out 2 albums and immediately got canned because the progressive era was kind of over.
Oh, okay.
But these guys changed my mind of what an actual rock and roll lineup could do, because they looked like a rock band.
Yeah.
It was 2 guys on keys,
Yep.
bass, drums, and a great guitar player with a double neck.
Okay.
But the music they were playing sounded nothing like rock and roll. Didn't sound anything like anything I'd ever heard before.
Really? I was going to say what did it sound like, but it's probably hard to describe.
It's everything they did was completely worked out. There was no improv at all.
Mm.
And they're like symphonic compositions without sounding
Okay.
pompous.
Right.
A lot of Ravel, a lot of Debussy,
Okay.
a lot of slow build-ups, a lot of really hypnotic modes that
Yep.
continue over and over, come back in different ways.
Nice.
Highly recommend it.
Nice. That's one of the things I like about Tool. Now, I don't know if you guys consider Tool a progressive band, but
I
with their time signatures and stuff, like you said earlier, you don't have to count it. It's kind of a feel thing, you know?
Odd time signatures are 3s and 2s.
Okay.
Just some combination of those. So when you break it down to 3s and 2s, it becomes much easier.
Okay. Gotcha.
For him.
For him.
I'm Ringo, 4 and 4. 1 and 3, 1 and 3 in the kick.
Yep.
2 and 4 in the snare. 8 notes in the hat. I'm good. If we get beyond that, I get in big trouble.
Nice. All right, Patty. How about some of your influences?
I grew up sitting on the floor in my brother's bedroom. Sorry, Steve. I think you know this. Listening to all his records. Todd Rundgren.
You're the reason why they're all scratched.
I revered those things.
Okay, nice.
Tried really hard not to destroy them. I really did. But yeah, with Todd Rundgren and Utopia, Kansas, a little bit of Emerson, Lake and Palmer.
Nice.
Later on, I heard America. One of the things that was pulling me in from all these things was all the vocal arrangements, especially the Todd Rundgren stuff. It just spoke to me. And it was something that I just kind of took to. And I loved listening to all of the parts growing up. I would listen to songs like everybody else, but I would also love the bass part on this song and the background vocals on this song and the drum sound on that song, where other people were just like, I like that person. I like that band. It's like,
Yeah.
I love their drum sound, you know?
Right.
I guess I kind of always looked at music. I kind of understood the whole tracking thing pretty early on.
Sure.
It fascinated me from minute one.
Yep.
So then I got involved in the figure skating thing, and that kind of took up all of my time. But
Did that have, I'm sorry to interrupt, did that have like an influence on your musical taste? Because you're skating to music. Do you get to pick your own music, or like did it open up a few doors?
There were a couple of times when I was loving music, yet not really playing it. It was in my mid-teens maybe, and there was an instrumental piece on an America album.
Okay.
I want to say Hideaway.
Yep.
I think the song was called. And I had to skate to it.
Nice.
And I was able to, finally I talked my coach into it. And so there was a very big influence.
Okay. Very
There
cool.
weren't too many things that I was listening to that I felt really lent themselves
Oh,
to
okay.
the
Yep.
skating thing.
Yep.
But kind of two different things. It's kind
Sure.
of where the performance part came from.
Okay. Gotcha.
Donnie and Marie, right?
I got to meet Donnie and Marie.
Did you really?
I did Donnie. We
How'd that come about?
got to sing with Donnie and
sang
Marie.
background, didn't you?
I'm sorry?
Sang background with them, right?
Yes,
Yeah.
I did.
Wow.
Myself and some very good friends of mine, Gina Roche, and Blue Eagle was there, and a guy I know named Bugsy Kennedy, Mr. Bill Boyer, was there.
Was this at a show in Atlantic
Good
City?
Morning America.
Oh, you were? Really?
Yeah, we got to do a couple of things in the background with them. We did a little Boogie Woogie Bugle Boy of Company.
Okay. Yeah, man.
but a lot of like cute little background.
Yeah.
Getting to sing background with Donnie and Marie was
That's super cool. I used to watch them as a kid. My mom, me and my parents would watch them, you know.
Were you a little bit country or a little bit rock and roll?
I was a little bit rock and roll, of course. I was an AC/DC fan at the age of 7, I think.
Nice.
It reminded me real quick. You mentioned Emerson, Lake and Palmer. Me and my dad used to sing Carnival 9 at the top of our lungs in the car all the time. And one day my dad wanted to go out and buy like the album, right? Because he didn't have it. And he's like, I don't know what, and you know, the internet didn't exist back then, as you know. So we were like, we went to a department store and we're going through all these ELP albums. And we're looking at like the song lists and couldn't find it. Finally, I stumbled across it because I realized it's not, my dad thought the name of the song was Carnival 9.
oh right.
And I was like, no, here it is. It's Carnival 9. And he was like, oh my God. So yeah.
Yep.
Anyway, I'm sorry for sidetracking us.
Brain salad surgery, right?
What's that?
Brain salad surgery.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, I think so. Yep. This guy's like an encyclopedia.
They both are.
Just
They
about
both
as
are.
boring. Yeah.
Incredible musical brains these guys have.
Well, and let me interject too. I mean, you can get back to her influences, but as a singer, because of her somehow crazy focus on harmonies,
Okay.
specifically on harmonies. I mean, she's a great lead singer, but on her focus on harmonies. When I had my recording studio, I would have her come in all the time to do background vocals for clients of mine.
Oh, okay.
They're singer-songwriters or bands that just didn't have good singers in them, or I did a lot of radio and TV jingles or whatever.
Lots of
And
jingles.
stick her in
Nice,
front of a mic and give her a minute, and she'll do, 20 tracks. And it's not any of this 1, 3, 5, 7 easy shit.
Okay.
I mean, there's seconds and 11.
Really?
And stuff, and
Yes.
she just hears that.
That's amazing.
I don't know how she does. She just hears that stuff and belts it out, and she is incapable of singing out of tune. Her intonation is perfect
That's
every time. she
awesome.
opens her
I
mouth.
love hearing that.
So
Great.
she's a great addition to the band.
This is the nicest you've ever been to either one of us.
Well,
Give him today.
That's great. No, harmonies have always eluded me. So sometimes when Leanne and I play together, she's on harmony duty because I'm like, I don't know how to do it. I'm just going to sing what I hear in my head and you have to change the pitch because I can't do it. I don't even understand it. So I get it.
that's me. Only I don't sing anything. It's really much better when I don't open my mouth.
Nice. All right, awesome. Any other influences you wanted to mention? How about vocal wise? Like, is there anybody in particular?
One of the things, Andy's always introducing us to new bands and new musicians all the time. And the one that really hit me hard was Kevin Gilbert.
Kevin, who's that?
Now,
Kevin Gilbert.
Oh,
I'm sorry, I don't know.
never heard of, oh, you have to check Kevin Gilbert out. He was kind of like the musician's musician.
Oh, okay.
God, he's sort of a legend in the industry.
Mm-hmm.
There is episodes, like plural episodes you can do on just Kevin Gilbert
Okay.
and his influences and his connections with Sheryl Crow and
Oh, all right.
stuff like that. Just an amazing.
Is he like a solo guy, like, or is he part of a band, or?
He's passed.
Okay.
He's left us.
Yep.
Very very prog rock influenced. We mentioned Gentle Giant, things like that.
Okay.
He was big into Genesis. Even
He was
even
right.
covered Lamb Lies Down the Broadway.
Oh,
They
nice,
were
nice.
rumor has it that they were in discussions with him to do a lot more than that with him when unfortunately he had
Oh, wow.
passed away.
Yeah, he was supposed to fly out and audition for lead vocalist.
Holy crap.
Later, Phil decided he didn't want to do it anymore,
Wow.
but he died that morning.
Oh, my goodness.
Well,
That's insane. Man.
The one to check out is his most commercially viable one is a record called Thud.
Thud. Okay.
H-U-D.
Okay.
The songs on that are
Definitely going to check it out. I'm intrigued. I'm intrigued for sure. Okay.
He did an entire record called The Shaming of the True, where it's a rock and roll
Oh, okay.
opera,
Yep.
basically.
Nice.
So,
But a good
so
one.
clever. I mean, it made
There's a little dig on the Who right there.
comment.
not at all.
No, that's awesome. I love
They
it.
blazed the trail.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Yeah, I got you. I got
But,
you.
I mean, yeah,
Yep.
what Kevin Gilbert wrote, "Shaming of the True," it's incredible.
Yeah, I'll
I
definitely check
highly
it out.
recommend it to
Yeah.
anybody out there.
That's awesome.
Check out Kevin Gilbert.
Thank you for the recommendation. Anything else you guys wanted to talk about before we get on to the performance? Anything you guys, I mean, I know you talked about the new album most likely coming out at the end of the summer or so. Anything else?
Yeah, the gig.
Yep.
I mean, we mentioned it a little bit here, but let's really promote it
Sure.
because Mondays are tough. And we need people. We need people. We need to put asses in the seats. Every Monday night at Golden Nugget.
Yep.
Throughout the winter, we're inside in the Rush Lounge, and throughout the summer, we're outside on the deck. And it's a blast. It's a lot of fun. Please do come out. And as far as our music is concerned, the band's called Red. We are on every streaming place you can find. Unfortunately, there's about 10 other bands out there called Red. So
10,000.
yeah, it's weird.
We were first, though, as far as I know.
I think we were.
Not
Yeah,
that
and
means
we
anything.
screwed up by not, registering it back in the day.
Oh, okay.
But anyway, so it's sometimes it can be hard to find us if you're on Spotify or Apple Music or whatever. So the thing to do is when you do a search for our music, you search for Red and the title of one of our albums.
Oh, okay.
Easy one to remember is Broken Earth. Our second album is called Broken Earth. Because if you search for the third one called the Red Album, it doesn't always
There'll
come
be a
up.
few.
Oh, okay. Sure.
But if you search for Red, Broken Earth, that'll come up. And if you're on Spotify, then at the bottom of the page, it'll show you the other things by us.
Yeah.
Our other two albums are Nothing Means Anything, and the third album is called the Red Album.
Perfect.
So, yeah, we want people to hear our music. I mean, we love playing the cover tunes that we play on our gig. We choose the ones that we like to play so that we're not,
Bored.
It's not, it's not
Right.
torturous, having to go to work.
Yeah.
So we
Have to
choose.
sing "I Will Survive."
Yeah,
Good for
exactly.
you. Good for you.
But we're an original band, and we work hard on our records, and we would like people to hear our music.
Yeah, absolutely.
So that's the other thing to mention is go to Spotify, go to Apple Music, YouTube Music, all the other streaming sites.
Yeah, so as far as, and I don't know if this is accurate, but the way I find new bands is social media first. Then I go to their link trees in their profiles. So what's your handle on social medias, on all your, are you on Instagram, Facebook, YouTube? What are the handles there?
Facebook, Red wasn't available.
Right.
Our Facebook page is called Red Songs.
Red Songs.
One
Okay.
word.
All right, cool. Yep.
And I think that's the same for Instagram.
Instagram is Red Songs NJ.
Right.
Red Songs NJ for New Jersey. Yep. And then do you have a YouTube channel or no?
We do.
Okay.
And
I don't know what it is.
I don't know what it is either.
I don't remember.
I think it's called Red Songs.
I thought it was Red
Maybe it is
Songs.
Red.
Okay.
Sure.
I thought it
All right, cool. Nice.
That's embarrassing.
It is.
It's been a little while since I've been on this.
Yeah, I mean, it's It's also embarrassing we don't have a website right now. We had one and it went down.
There's-
We haven't gotten it back.
I had one for a little while, and you're just losing money on it, you know, in my opinion, because like I had one so I could like maybe sell T-shirts or whatever, and like nobody buys any T, and it costs like $30 to maintain, $30 a month to maintain. So I'm just losing $30 a month. Everybody finds me on Instagram and Facebook and YouTube, and I'm reluctantly on TikTok, you know? But yeah. Anyway, all right, cool. Yeah, you do, and TikTok has the largest base. The only problem is those users are very, very young, you know. However, I did read somewhere, I don't know if it's true, but like the fastest growing demographic on TikTok are like 50 and up.
Really?
So who knows? Maybe in a couple years we'll finally make a dent in TikTok somewhere.
A couple of years, I'll be dead.
Okay, so what songs are you going to play for us today? Do you know?
We're going to play, first one is called Insurrection, and the second one is going to be called...
Never want to see you again.
That's right.
All right. Insurrection and never...
Something I said?
And so our new album that we're working on is actually our old album. It's songs that we had been performing before we actually put our first CD out.
Okay.
So we went back and redid them in the studio recently, cut them the way they should have been cut the first time, because really they were just demos.
Sure. Yep.
And we had a lot of them to sift through, and we figured out the ones that we thought would still be relatively interesting.
Cool.
So both of these are that.
Nice. So they're going to be on the new one.
Yes.
Awesome. Perfect. All right. Well, I appreciate you guys being on the podcast. Thank you so much for doing it.
We
Thanks for
appreciate
having
you
us.
having us.
Yeah, man. It was so much fun. I enjoyed it. Thank you so much.
I'd like to perform a song called Insurrection from 1927. This song's called Never Want to See You Again, and I wrote it about these two.
Hey!
I'm feeling the love. 2, 3. 3, 4.